Hi everyone, Alex here. In today's Cavalry animation tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get an abstract 3D effect out of duplicators. Okay, so this is going to be quite a short one, but it's going to show you how you can create things like this and get this kind of 3D effect out of duplicators quite easily. So as always, we'll start in a brand new composition. Just going to change the background to a darker color for my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to Alt or Options click the ellipse on the toolbar, and that will create an ellipse. I'm going to change radius to 20 by 20, and I'm going to select it in the viewport and press F just so it fits it to the viewport. I'm going to go to the Fill tab. I'm going to right click shaders, and I'm going to add a gradient shader. And then on the gradient shader, I'm immediately going to reverse it, and I'm going to change mode to radial gradient. And if you've got the select tool selected here, you can actually use the viewport tools to edit this how you want, but this will just give it that sort of spherical look that we're after. Okay, so I'm just going to fit the viewport again, and I'm going to parent the gradient shader to the ellipse just to keep that nice and tidy. We're going to select this ellipse and we're going to duplicate it, and again we can parent that ellipse to the duplicator just to keep it tidy, and we're going to create another ellipse. We'll just rename this ellipse to Path. And then on the duplicator, we're going to change distribution type to path, and we're going to use our path shape as an input shape. Let's just put it under so we can see the duplicates on top, and we can now hide our path. So you could use the circle distribution on a duplicator here, but I want to play with the path shape in a bit, so we're not going to do that today. We're going to change the count on a duplicator to about 16 just to fill the ellipse. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to duplicate the duplicator. So just select the duplicator and press the duplicate button in the shelf. Now with duplicator 2 selected, go to distribution and we'll change this to circle. And then we're just gonna ramp the count up quite high to where we need it to be. 60 I think we'll probably do for this. Now unfortunately, because it's 2D, the last one is going to appear on top of the first one, which is the only issue here. If anyone has a solution that might work to fix that, then that's great. I've tried staggering opacity so that the last one appears like more faded, which does sort of help a little bit, but not entirely. But it's 2D, so it's expected, unfortunately. So anyway, in this instance, we're now gonna just increase the radius a bit to about 270. We're gonna change the angle to 300, and then we'll change the start angle to about 120, just so we get a nice Cavalry C. This could potentially be a good 36 days of type 1 for anyone out there. And now on the shape rotation of Duplicator 2, we're going to right click shape rotation, add behavior, and we're going to add a stagger. Sorry, looking for it there. We're going to open the stagger, and we're going to set minimum to -180 and maximum to 180. And then we're going to right click offset, add behavior, and we're going to add a frame behavior. And the frame behavior, it will just basically increase the value every frame of the scene. So just press play, and now the staggered rotation is continually rotating. So this already looks pretty cool, but if we go back to our path shape that we made earlier, we've now got the option and freedom to change shape type to something like a polygon. We'll just reduce the sides, and you can get something that looks even cooler. At this point, you might want to go back to your first duplicator and just change the count just so that it evens out where these are distributed. So that looks a little bit neater. We could change the scale on the path a little bit, the radius on the path, just to really close it in a little bit. However, in terms of doing something like this, it's very simple. All I've done, honestly, is I've just increased the scale, moved it over, brought it down a bit, just left it, duplicated that, just repeat it over here, and honestly you just get this cool sort of background effect, and that'll just go. And then we just change the color on the ellipses gradient shader, or if you don't want to change the color there, you can just remove the alpha on here and then change the fill color on here, and you can just get that cool effect straight away. And that might be the fastest tutorial I've done yet. So if anyone has any improvements for this, let me know, because I'd love to get that loop sorted out. I can't think of a nice clean way to do it. As always, ask for any tutorials you want, leave them in the comments, let me know, and I'll see you on the next one.